it's morbid, man. Like, if this is the way you live your life,
That is crazy.
you might have to rethink the stuff that you're doing, because it doesn't make any sense to me, and I don't think it makes sense to most people.
Welcome to another episode of the Creative Spin Podcast. Buckle up, you're in for a show.
Welcome to the Creative Spin Podcast. This is a weird one. Okay, this is a little bit of a weird podcast. We're doing a live stream, and because we didn't have any guests to record this week, we decided to make this
complicated, right?
Yeah, so it's kind of like you know on the TV series where you have those cross episodes from different series that cross each other out, not out, but they kind of like
they mingle.
Yeah. So this is kind of the same thing. We have Creative Spin and Creative 7 kind of in the same channel, just because this way I will be editing a lot of the parts out of this to do the podcast. And we're still gonna do the live stream here, because there's a lot of stuff going on. 2021, we're gonna do a lot of stuff, and I wanted to kind of do this live stream to get things going. It's not the first official one, but it's kind of like the explanation of what is going to be happening, at least for the time being. We will be probably adding more things. We want 2021 to be, you know what? I'm going to switch off this music a little bit because it's kind of in my ear. I want 2021 to be a little bit more active when it comes to us doing videos, podcasts, and all that kind of fun stuff. So to kick it off, I wanted to start doing a weekly review of what has happened during the week. At Creative 7, in the world, in the news, in the tech life. I mean, trying to bring in a little bit of all of that. So this podcast, we're going to be talking about that. We're going to be speaking specifically, getting into the details of what we're going to do on the Fridays. So it will be every Friday at 7 o'clock. I'm kind of calling it Creative 7 at 7. Still have to work out the titles. I'm not 100% sure what the titles are going to be, but that's kind of the idea.
Cool.
That's kind of the idea. But we're also going to be, and this is more, I guess, kind of the podcast side of things. We will also be talking about what it is to go viral, how easy or how hard or how unexpected it can be to go viral in today's world, with a meme, with a video, with whatever you want to call it. So we're going to be talking a little bit about that in this episode of the Creative Spin. So that being said, let's start with the most viral thing that has gone out to the world in this past week. Yes, you have guessed it. We're going to talk about Bernie Sanders. I mean, the man has gone viral all over the place.
Unbelievable. Like, it was just so... It started, within hours after the
I think it was...
Within minutes?
No, hours, no. It was like instant. As soon as somebody saw him with his little gloves sitting down in the chair.
Yeah,
I mean, mittens. I apologize. It's mittens, yes. People started right away cropping him out of there and putting him everywhere. And, I even got into the game. I mean, I brought
a pretty cool one.
Yeah, I brought him into the game. I brought him into the Creative Spin podcast as well. So Bernie was, I invited him, and he, showed up with his mittens and sat down with me for a little bit. I gave him some pointers. I suggested.
It's pretty responsible because he wears a mask. So
yes.
Yeah.
In that picture, if you guys want to check out that picture, it was in the on Instagram. I think I put it on Instagram, Facebook.
Yes, you did.
All those places. You can see how irresponsible I was, because I wasn't wearing a mask, and that's just not
cool.
No, not cool. Not nowadays, man. Not nowadays. But yeah. Everybody tries to go viral, right? And ooh, chair. Sorry, if you guys are just listening to this, my chair just went down a little bit because I felt like doing that. Everybody, if you go online and you try to search about viral content, there's a ton of articles and videos explaining what you have to do and how you have to do it. And then if you try to go through all of those examples and those notes and all of those points, it doesn't work, because going viral is something to do with a state of minds, emotions.
I think it's just human nature, honestly.
It needs to come out naturally. Like, I know there's a lot of stuff that's gone viral that isn't, doesn't just happen. It's not how can I say, a natural way. Somebody actually thought about it and recorded it, and it became viral. But these ones I think are better. The ones that just start because people want to make fun or have fun, or just have a laugh.
Well, because they're natural. Again, they just show up. I'm almost sure Bernie, not in a million years, would even imagine that going to the inauguration. I mean, he was a candidate, right?
Yeah.
And just... And I, you know what?
I mean, this poor man, he's 79 years old.
And as soon as I saw him, I'm like, he's like me. I feel the cold, and the cold is still up, miles away from me.
I know.
And he just looked so warm and cozy that I'm like, yeah, of all of them, he's the one that,
Seth Meyers actually brought him to his show, the night show. And they were talking about it. And let's just start with this. The first thing that I loved about Bernie was the fact that he laughed about it too.
Yeah, he has a pretty good sense of humor.
He
Yeah,
definitely knew that he was going viral. Obviously, people in his staff and all of that must have told him, and he checked it out, and he's laughing about it. And he said it to Seth. He's like, I was cold. I was just trying to pay attention to what was going on. Trying to live, because it was a great moment, and I was cold because it was cold. It was cold here.
I actually commented that with you. I don't know if you remember, because I saw them all nicely dressed and all that, but
but they were all wearing those nice winter coats, right?
Because it was cold here, and I mean, it's not that far from
We're not that far
here,
away. And so it was cold, and he was definitely trying to keep himself warm. And he was wearing these mittens that somebody gave to him. Like, I think she's a teacher, like yourself, that made these mittens for him and gave him the mittens. I don't know when this happened, but so it was like a gift, right? And I guess they're nice and warm, so he was wearing them. They
usually are,
but the whole thing was the fact that he was sitting in his chair, just trying to keep warm. And the cool thing about it was, for us Photoshoppers that love to play around with things, it was like the perfect picture, because there wasn't a busy background. So it was like there was a wall and the floor, nobody around. There were no plants, it made it so easy to crop
Thank
out.
God for social distancing.
So people just grabbed onto it. And they just put them everywhere. And it was so much fun. It was, I actually have a whole bunch of pictures. Well, not a whole bunch. I got the ones that made me laugh. And I thought I would bring them in here. Like, look at this. We even have a new TV in the back that, we can, how do you make this? There you go. Okay. So, they put Bernie there on the side. Poor man. And this one is...
Oh, my God, Forrest Gump?
he's just sitting in the bench with Forrest Gump. Why not? He's running away with Sandra Bullock on the movie there. And, of course, I had to go get some pictures from Bernie here in Toronto. He's doing the Drake move, I guess, up there. Yep.
And, I was going to say, I saw him at Nathan Phillips Square.
Yeah, there he is. And then he's also listening to what Batman and the Joker have to say there. And I mean, nothing would be complete if there wasn't at least one shot of Star Wars going on. Oh, Big Bang Theory. Oh my God. This one was funny. And actually, whoever did this one is cool. If you guys are just listening, you have to check out the video. essentially they were able to put Bernie in a UFC match, and he's grabbing the guy's arm. So they added the legs to the picture. They did an amazing job on this one. This one was funny. This one was good. And then,
this takes time.
Yeah, it does take a little bit of time to do. I'm not gonna lie. Even the one I did, it took me a little while to get done. So it's So there was that much going on. I mean, this is just a few of the.
Yes.
I'm gonna guess by now thousands of memes that have been done with Bernie, and this is kind of interesting to see. I mean, there's so many variables to why something goes viral, and I was doing a little bit of research just to kind of see if there was an actual how can I say this, a recipe. To this madness of what it is to go viral. There are some things that you can do, but authenticity is the only variable here, because you're talking about cross generations.
Yeah.
You're talking about cross genders.
Yeah.
There's just so much that needs to hit the right keys in order for it to become a meme. And then I even went back. I went searching for the most famous memes in the last decade and stuff like that, or even longer than that. And you know what? A lot of them I've seen, but they weren't. If you were to ask me what are your favorite memes, I don't know. I know our daughter is like all about memes.
She's into that stuff,
and videos and TikTok videos and all of that, and they're funny. There's a little bit of a generation gap between what she thinks is funny and what we think is funny, but hey. Nobody's right on that one. But there were about 2 or 3. I even made notes here so I wouldn't forget, because, I'm getting old. So I have to make notes. One that when I saw it, I laughed right away because it was such a meme when it came out that as soon as I saw it, I started laughing. And I'm going to throw this at you and you're going to remember it. Do you remember that little baby that was dancing? The dancing baby.
Oh my God, yes.
It was everywhere. Oh man. So that's on the top 10 of the most viewed memes. About that one. And of course, the other one that went around for quite a while was when Tom Cruise had that little episode in the Oprah show and jumped on top of her couch and started that craziness so that went around for a while, so that became on top of the list of the most remembered one. And there's also another one it keeps getting used again, which is the distracted boyfriend. I don't know if you've seen it. There's this couple walking and the guy's looking back, obviously to another girl.
Our daughter likes that one, and
people just keep coming up with different words to put onto there. That one is definitely something. When I saw it, I'm like, okay, I've seen that one. Definitely seen that one a million times. So I mean, here's a 79-year-old that all of a sudden became the face of the 2021 memes.
Does he even use social media?
Oh no, he does. He does.
Active.
Is it him per se?
That's what I'm saying.
Listen, I don't know. He does obviously have,
of course,
all the social medias, and I mean, he was running and all of that. So he's got all the social platforms up for all of that.
But how much attention does he personally pay to them?
You know what? At 79, how much would you pay attention? Honestly.
Listen,
I'll be honest right now. If I didn't work in this field, I don't think I would be that active in social media, to be honest with you. I mean, I have better things to do. But for a 79-year-old man that's made it in life, he's just chilling and vibing. All of a sudden, boom, there you are. You're viral. You're everywhere, and it crossed.
Yeah, I saw him on a cover of a U2 album.
Of course you did. I was actually looking for that to put that onto the list.
How to dismantle an atomic bomb.
Yeah, but I didn't find it.
And they just moved the band to the side, and he's in the middle of them, and it's right beside Bono, with his cool glasses, and the guy is there.
No, but you know what? Going back to it, I mean, obviously, at this point, he's not the one in charge, or let me just say, I don't think he's the one, you know, I need to have my Twitter or my Instagram or my whatever it is platform. But he is in all of them, and you got to commend them for doing that at that age, you know, that to still try to be connected to all of the platforms reach
kudos to
as
him,
many people as you can. I mean, the man even has a podcast going on, or a couple of, I don't know, a few podcasts and all of that. I guess he sits down and he talks.
Yeah.
He's a very intelligent guy.
Yeah, he's very eloquent.
He's getting old. Like, hey, listen, if I can have a conversation the way he has at 79 and know the stuff that he knows, I'll be a happy camper. That's all I'm going to say. I'll be a happy camper. So
and
kudos to him.
You'll become a meme yourself.
I'm already a meme, man.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. All right, so that was a little bit about the viral content, and you know, I think the best way to become viral is really always have a camera on you, or somebody taking pictures, and then eventually something will happen, and then you can probably put it out to the world.
You just had the eyes of the world on you, basically, right?
I mean, yeah.
It sounds like I'm exaggerating, but I'm not, right? So.
Today's podcast is brought to you by Workplace One, a company offering boutique private offices, co-working spaces, and virtual office solutions, as well as meeting rooms in the best neighborhoods of Toronto and Kitchener-Waterloo. Ideal for entrepreneurs, companies, and passionate business people. Workplace One is where you want to be with your business. For more information, go over to workplaceone.com. So, let's change topics a little bit. Let's talk about what we're going to be doing every Friday. I kind of dragged you into that one.
Yes, lovely. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Friday evenings is, we're basically inviting every single one of you guys to join us every Friday at 7. And we're going to be here at 7, not like today that we decided to start at 7 and it was what, 8:30 or something?
Something like that.
It happened. Listen, I was setting up the cameras and the lights, and then we were having issues getting the things set up for the live, which I'm guessing we're live. I'm hoping we're live. But nonetheless, even if we're not live, I'm still recording everything, so I'll just put it out one way or the other. So in terms of what we're planning on doing, or shall I say what I am planning on doing?
That is more correct.
So the plan is every Friday, 7 o'clock, we switch the cameras on, and we talk about what happened during that week. One of the main things is I want to start it off by kind of really summarizing all of the things that we've done at Creative 7 in terms of, you know, as a multimedia company, as a marketing company, design company, all sorts of things that we do around here. I think it'll be interesting to kind of go through all of the, not everything, but the more interesting parts of that week and kind of cover those and go over what happened that was cool, that was right, that was wrong, and bring in the value from that experience. And also the other side is really trying to get this flowing in a way that, you know, you guys that are watching us can shoot us some questions for the next show, so that every show we have a couple of questions that we can talk about. And I think that's going to make everything kind of flow nicely and be interesting as well. The other thing is looking at what has happened in the world. So if you guys are following us and you're paying attention to our Facebook page, especially, that's where we're posting a lot of news. And what that is really what I do on a day-to-day basis, regardless if I post it or not. That is what I do. Like, when I'm not doing an actual, you know, working on an actual job or project in front of my computer, or when I'm waiting for a project to render or something like that, when I have 5 minutes, I'm on my phone and I'm looking for news. That's what I like to do. So I'm always looking for new tech stuff, software, hardware.
You do consume a lot of news.
I just, you know, I have all these websites that I go to try to find as much information as I can. And what I do is every time I see something that is interesting to me, and I think it'll be interesting to anybody that follows us that might like, you know, the creative side of things, of life, I'll post it. And what I want to do on Fridays is kind of grab a couple of the nicer ones or the funnier ones or whatever it is, and talk about it, me and you. I'm not going to tell you which news pieces
that's
are going
not fair.
to, but you'll know because you're also looking at our Facebook feed, so you know which news are out there. So
I kind of pay attention to all of them.
yeah, so it'll be a nice conversation. And what's the fun of me, telling you beforehand? It's not going to be any fun for me.
Not even going to say anything on this.
I mean, come on, man. So that will be.
What would be the purpose of not like? What are you thinking? You want a reaction?
Well, yeah. Don't you? Aren't you following the new trends on YouTube? Reactions are a big thing.
Oh,
especially when you say reactions to whatever it is from an older person, from older people. It becomes,
of course. I have been waiting for the old lady joke for a while.
Listen, 2021.
Senile.
I have to start it off in the right foot, the right way.
Yeah, it lasted what? How many minutes?
Doesn't matter. It's okay.
Old but wise.
Well, we're all getting there. You always yes.
Judging
okay.
by the color of the hair, yes, we are all getting there.
Listen, I don't know why you come into the podcast and you start insulting me.
Because you told me to.
Oh my God, this is gonna be crazy. Okay, so what else are we gonna do in that podcast?
I'm not sure.
You're not sure? All
Because
right.
you're not telling me.
So the live stream is also going to have. I want to bring in a component that is going. That I want to talk about two things. I want to talk about YouTube channels, and I want to talk about podcast shows. I'm going to talk every week. I'm going to bring up one channel of someone that is, known, probably someone, obviously somebody that I follow that might have, a lot of followers and millions and all of that. But it's more as an aspect of, if I want to know about photography, these are the guys that I listen to. Or if I want to learn about videography, this is who I listen to or watch. So I want to bring in a channel a week so that, we can discuss and we can share that information as well. But not only the known channels, I want to actually, there are a lot. And trust me, lately I've been really doing a lot of research, and there are so many quote unquote small channels that have so much good information and people that are producing such good work that I want to also mention them in the show, right? So for you guys at home that are watching us or listening to us, if you do have someone that you might think it would be interesting for me to share here in the live stream, just shoot us off an email.
I actually appreciate that. I think that sometimes when you go viral, there's almost, not in every case, but sometimes I feel like the people are sort of under pressure to produce and to continue because they've achieved a certain level, a certain platform where, they have thousands and thousands, if not millions of people watching them. And sometimes because there's that pressure, you almost... something needs to give in, and it's almost like you're not putting the time whereas when you have the smaller channels, when you have people that don't feel that pressure so much, they're producing awesome work. I'm not saying the others don't. I'm just saying I can appreciate that because you do find.
I feel like there's a bit of both. Okay.
Well, yes, that's where I'm going with it.
This is a very personal thing. I think it has to do with the person that owns the channel and that is producing the videos.
And how much time they also have.
There are some people that with a small channel, they will be themselves and they will just do the things that they love. Mm-hmm. But other people, when they're starting their channels, they might not be in that zone and they really want to attract more people. So they're not their true selves.
But you can tell, though.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
You can tell some of them that are trying hard, and maybe
now when they have a very successful channel, I think that there's pressure. There has to be a lot of pressure.
I'm assuming so. Yeah.
Now all of a sudden you have a lot of eyeballs on top of you, and you have all of this, all of these videos that you've
you
done.
have a responsibility.
You're carrying that responsibility in your shoulders, and now you have to put in the good work.
And you have the same responsibility, even if you have just one subscriber and one person looking at you. I think that it all comes down to the same level of responsibility. I just feel like, at least for me, it would work that way. I wouldn't feel as much pressure into, oh my God, I need to come up with something today. Well, you know what? I was planning to do it today, but it's going to be out tomorrow. And
there's a lot of things going on. I mean, this conversation could go on forever.
But I do appreciate both worlds. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. So my bottom line when it comes to what I want to do with the live stream is, showcase somebody that has probably a much bigger following. So, and essentially, if somebody has a huge following, it's because they've been doing stuff for a long time and doing it well. Right.
Yeah.
So I want to focus on that, like, certain channels that I follow and all of that, because it might be channels that the audience might not know. So, it's all about sharing information here. And then I do want to focus as well on the smaller channels that I find that I think that they are doing a good job. And I want to focus on that as well. I mean, we're definitely a small channel as well. And, I feel like if all small channels helped each other out, they wouldn't be so small.
Yeah, there would be,
I mean, that's
more
the whole
attention
point.
out there.
And the same exact theory comes to podcasts, right? I wanna make sure that I showcase the ones that I listen to almost on a daily basis, because I've been listening to them for a while, and all of the new stuff that I find out, because I think that's another little point that sometimes goes unnoticed, is that I actually saw a cartoon the other day that reflects what I kind of feel, which was imagine this big hose of water that's, somebody opened the water up and they're just drinking that huge amount of water. And those are the podcasters that already bring a big following, because they might be artists or movie people and all of that. So they already have their own audience from other places. And all of a sudden they decided, I'm going to do a podcast. And no matter how shitty their podcast is, no matter how bad their podcast is, they are going to have thousands, if not millions of followers or listeners, because they are A, B, and C from wherever, right?
Well, that's what happened with YouTube and the actors.
And right? that drawing, and I'm going to, hopefully I can find it so I can bring it into the next live stream. The other part was there was like a little leak, like a little droplet from that hose of water that was kind of coming down. And those are the indie podcasters, right? The people like us that just switch on the camera and try to do, a decent job and try to get the word out and try to do a good podcast.
And there are so many good ones.
And then it's so hard to get to the market, because it's noisy in terms of how many people are doing stuff like this. So it's crazy sometimes to see the amount of people that just shift into these channels that have the names, the brand names, and all of the people. And I feel, I feel the struggle, because we go through the struggle as well. Like, it's not easy and quick to do, to set all of these cameras up and get all this stuff done and spend our time. And it's a small team. We don't have writers. We don't have camera people here. We don't have all of that. Sometimes we do have camera people helping us out, but not on our podcast, right? We're just doing it for ourselves and for our audience. So it sucks, man, when you see just, here comes Mr. whatever his name is, and all of a sudden you go check the numbers out and you're like, oh man, that guy started his first podcast and he had like 1 million people listening to it. And it kind of sucks, but you don't quit, right? You keep on going. You will eventually build your own audience.
Sometimes I wonder, do people actually listen, or they just follow, subscribe, whatever the term may be, just because it's a famous person?
I don't know, man. It's hard to tell.
I often wonder that. I'm like, are you subscribing because you genuinely care and listen to what this person has to say, or you're just subscribing because, right?
A lot of people follow just for the sake of following. There's that. There's that as well. Unfortunately, fame, or I don't understand it, because I don't
follow a lot of famous people. Only the ones that I truly like.
That you like.
I couldn't. So it's a handful of them, right? And it doesn't mean that I don't like more. It's just these are the ones that I really feel I love listening to, and I feel some sort of I either admire them or there's a connection that I recognize or whatever, right? They're inspiring in some way.
Yeah.
But I could not just follow someone, just because they're now, a very famous actor, a very famous singer.
And it's just weird,
it's
man.
trendy.
When people do that, I feel it's so weird and it's so...
just because it's trendy, right?
Like,
I can't.
We know of a situation where another artist commented on this fact where, unfortunately, a singer from... that we know from back home in Portugal, she unfortunately passed away, and
very young girl
at a very young age, and he criticized the fact that within the those first few days, her Instagram account went up 100,000 followers.
Yeah.
This is ludicrous. This is insane.
Morbid. It's morbid. I'm sorry. It's just
why?
Morbid.
Why are you follow? So
You're
hold on.
expecting posts from the afterlife? Like what
you
is
weren't
wrong
following
with you?
this artist before, but now she's passed, and now you follow her?
That's weird.
Why are you following that person? Is it just to say that, oh, I followed her, because so you can showcase to your friends that you used to follow her, and it was so morbid.
It is very morbid.
I think you hit the nail right there. It's like, it's morbid, man. Like, if this is the way you live your life,
that is crazy.
You might have to rethink the stuff that you're doing, because it doesn't make any sense to me, and I don't think it makes sense to most people.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Like I said, I follow a handful of quote unquote famous people.
The ones that you like, right? For whatever reason, it might be.
I genuinely, like. Music-wise, I only follow U2. They're my favorite band. That doesn't mean I don't like other bands, but the ones that genuinely interest me and that I love following, for men, not just the music, but everyone knows I admire Bono's work. So I follow them because of that.
We need to make sure. I mean, it's only the third time she mentions them,
and I will more times.
Stream.
I follow. What's her name? Oprah. Not because she's so famous. There's only one reason why I follow her.
Listen, I'm just thinking about. You just shushed me.
Yes. There's only one reason why I follow her, and I'm sure you know which reason that is. She runs an amazing book club. Right?
Of course.
So
books.
For that
it's
reason,
either U2 or books.
I follow her, right? And I love Robert Downey Jr. I follow him, but not because I love his sarcasm. I love the way he is, the way he inspires me, right? There you go. It's a handful of people, not many more. Jason Momoa is another one I follow. But
yeah, Jason Momoa, I don't think it's because of his book club.
No, not at all. I just like him.
No, I just don't. Yeah.
But I do love the work he does on Instagram. He is a voice sometimes for the voiceless.
He seems like a nice guy, I'm not going to lie.
And I love him for that. But see, it's a handful of them. I don't follow a lot of...
If I ever got to meet him, I would tell him he's a nice guy. I mean, not because I'm afraid of him.
He's a nice...
No.
I don't know why people say that. But, he's done an amazing job as Drogo in Game of Thrones. And then that series we were watching where everyone was blind... I forget the call. What was it? What's it called? Seeing.
Yeah, that was
like
the thing on.
Yeah.
Wow, that was like a year ago already.
But he was doing an amazing
season 2
job.
Come on? I don't know. We
think
have to
so.
check.
We've been very busy. But anyway, so there you go. It's a handful of people, and they need to. And of course, I follow Barack Obama because I do admire the man. He's very eloquent. I love his message.
Getting into politics.
I've
told you before, we can't get into politics. We can't get into sports.
I'm not saying
or
any
religion.
of that. I'm just saying
Those
that,
are the three
people that I
need
follow.
to keep out.
A handful of them. There you go. And because they interest me. And then, see, he's trying to shush me too.
No, you know what it is? It's been a little bit that we've been talking now, and currently it's like 9:00, and I'm getting hungry because we haven't had dinner yet.
No.
Yeah, we still have to go make. I'll make dinner tonight. I'm a chef. I'll go make dinner tonight, and
well, at least you're supporting local. There you go.
Yeah. Hey, what do you mean? Oh, I'm making food. What are you trying to say? I'm not gonna go grab pizza. No. Listen.
You said it. I did not.
Anyways, guys, thank you for being here. I appreciate this. I hope you guys are here next Friday at 7. Don't be late, man. People are gonna be waiting for you. Okay. So we're gonna try. We're gonna try to get this all going and working the right way, so that next Friday at 7 we should be okay. I might have to do some tests before that, just to make sure. Just to make sure. Telling you how you forget about how things are connected. I don't know what I'm gonna do with you. All right, guys.
Oh my God.
We'll catch you next week or middle of the week or somewhere. Yeah, we'll do that. All right. And now, now I have to disconnect all this stuff. Jeez. Okay. Bye. Let me put some music on so that let's see. The music on. Oh, there you go. See.